are loving my private school TikToks, so I'm gonna tell you about weird shit that happened at my church now, too!
Lots of people from private school went there.
One time during a sermon, one of the pastors said that misinterpreting scripture is like going to Denny's. You don't plan to go, you just show up there. One of my pastors in junior high really loved Chick-fil-A, and then he said if he were a chicken, he would willingly sacrifice his body to be a Chick-fil-A sandwich. One of my small group members said that the world was in God's belly button. Weird shit that happened at my church, part 2. One time our pastor showed a video of 2 snails mating. I forgot what the context of him showing that was. When I was in junior high, while we were getting lectured about the Bible, this girl I was sitting next to asked me to draw on her leg. I drew a bunch of stuff, and I don't remember exactly what, but I do know I wrote the word bacon on her thigh. One time one of my pastors told everyone that his kids were fighting in the car, and he got so fed up with it that he pulled over and turned around and told his kids to punch each other in the face. Weird shit that happened at my church, part 3, featuring stories from my viewers. One time my church was having a caption contest. They just showed random pictures and whoever yelled out the best caption got a prize. They showed a picture of a beat up van. I yelled free candy and won a free movie ticket. One time in Bisexual Potatoes Church, one kid saw this weird orb-like thing in the bathroom and a priest had to wash the bathroom with holy water. One day at Creepypasta 123400's church, a parent left them with their kid and said, "Here's $20, just give me a break." Weird shit that happened at my church, part 4. Sometimes our church songs had lyrics such as "I will dance, I will sing," or it had something about dance. Whenever I did that in about 5th or 6th grade, I'd always do the Carmel dancing. I was a very cringy child. During this series about abstinence, my pastor said that he would ask his younger brother to walk in on him and his girlfriend to make sure that they weren't making out or having sex or anything. One time before a church service, one kid was in charge of playing music and he played "I'm in Love with a Stripper." The pastor then asked him to change it. If you guys would like me to tell your weird church stories, go ahead and DM me on Instagram or here on TikTok. Weird shit that happened at my church, part 5, and featuring viewer stories. So one time I was talking with a bunch of high school seniors before the service started, and, well, then one guy asked this. "Well, what does it mean when someone asks if you're a virgin?" So one time at Cosplay Freaks Church, they were just listening to the sermon, and some lady just ran in like, "God, I'm gay, come kiss my ass." So during sacrament at Fruit Stand Luke's church, some baby was crying during that, and some lady told the kid to shut up. And then what Fruit Stand Luke assumed was the lady's husband told the kid's mother that she should have gotten an abortion. The baby was adopted. Weird shit that happened at my church, part 6, featuring viewer stories. One time when I came to youth group wearing purple eyeshadow, a girl in my grade said that makeup hid your natural beauty. Now, Illegal Chicken Strip said that their pastor once went into uncomfortable detail about his prostate cancer in front of a bunch of middle schoolers. Right, now Lily messaged me with, "Oh, this isn't a Bible school or a church story, it's a church camp story." Well, guess what, Lily? That is church, because it's an extension of church. But let's say that Lily walked by a tent with the older high schooler areas, and let's just say Lily saw a couple people doing that thing that Christians say that you can't do until you're married. Lily then ran away. Good move, Lily. So guys, just to let you know, your church camp stories, that counts as church, and so do your vacation Bible school stories. Go ahead and send me those. Weird shit that happened at my church, part 7. I film as I'm dressed like the BDSM flag. I promise you that was not purposeful. One time my pastor said to a group of teenagers that, "Oh yeah, premarital sex, masturbation, it's all a sin." Yeah, imagine an obese man covered in tattoos telling you what to do with your body. So one time at my church, we had an entire sermon on the topic of homosexuality and how it went against the Bible. In that same sermon, our pastor said when he just thinks about homosexuality, he thinks it's okay. After the sermon, I asked him if it was okay to be transgender, and he had no answer. This was the same dude who would have his little brother walk in on him to make sure that he and his girlfriend weren't getting too physical. Plus, that same pastor told a group of kids not to date girls who made dirty jokes. Oh, guess that puts me off the market.